What is oxygen to lungs? Such is hope to the meaning of life. What is oxygen to lungs? Necessary. Such is hope to the meaning of life. Jesus, in the Beatitude, as we heard, just walks into people's suffering, into people's life. You know, those who are persecuted, those who are mourning, those who are poor, those who felt abandoned by God, those who felt there was something wrong with them, always something that is not working right. Well, exactly to those, Jesus goes and preaches the gospel. And what does he do that brings in hope? He comes into their life, into their mourning, into their difficulties, and he brings hope. So I'm bringing hope because yours is the kingdom of heaven. So you're going to have and experience some sort of reward now. And if you read all the Beatitudes, there's also another part of the promises. You will receive. You will experience. You will see. And everything happens not just because we want to be optimistic. You know, be optimistic, it's good and it's a good attitude if you have it, but it's just human. The Lord comes to bring us something more, because in the last Beatitude it says, "Blessed are you when you are persecuted," and people say falsely, accuse things, and say bad things about you because of me. Jesus is saying to people that hope is not just having a nice look, an optimistic look on life, but it's something that is rooted in Him. Without Him, there's no hope. Without Him, the difficulties we have no sense. But because of me, because of the sake of me, because you love me, because I'm the reason and the motivation for everything, you know there will be some meaning. Because if you think about us, when we find ourselves into difficulties, when we find ourselves being wronged, we kind of lose the big picture. We kind of start wondering, what's the meaning of it? Why is this happening? And so hope diminishes. Maybe discouragement grows. Maybe anger grows. Maybe frustration grows. But the Lord, when created each and every one of us, put into our hearts a desire for eternal happiness, a desire for eternal life. And so when we hope, we respond to that desire. We're saying, Lord, I'm expecting you not just to give me this eternal joy and eternal life, but also the grace and the strength to get there. The grace and the strength to see that. But Father, I don't see it. Father, I'm deaf. I cannot hear it. Where is the voice of the Lord? Where is this hope? They say that John the 23rd, at least that's what we know from his personal secretary, every night was spending time in the chapel when his day was over. And as a pope, you deal with, I think, heavy stuff all the time. So going on what, the bishop in Africa were saying about Christians being persecuted and murdered. What's going on in the wars that are imminent, that are about to burst? What's going on in those countries who are hunger and they're refugees? And so every matter that he encountered during the day, he was making an examination of conscience and come to the Lord and say, Lord, could I have done anything more? Could I have responded in a different way? And so at the end of all these problems in the world, he was closing his examination of conscience by saying, this is your church, Lord. I'm going to bed. Good night. This is a man of hope. This is a man that realizes that, yes, we are called to do something, but in the end, it's the Lord, the one that's going to give us a different outlook and perspective on life. Because, all those people whom he's addressing the Beatitude to, those are people who didn't feel themselves blessed or privileged. And so Jesus is trying to change their mentality, change their perspective, converting their hearts to see there is something more. There is something more that I'm missing out. So where do I need hope in my life? Everybody needs hope. Every one of us, there is something in our lives that we're living right now that we say, truly and honestly, it's not making sense. I've been faithful, Lord. You're not paying me back. What is that? What do we invite the Lord into? Because hope is something that, first of all, we need to ask for. It's like that place of interior peace that we have the assurance that the Lord is not going to make us fall. It's that kid when he jumps off the bed into his father's arms, he's sure that his father is going to hold him and grab him. It's not going to make him fall. It's not going to make him hurt. It's the place when everything looks like a hurricane. It says, keep going forward. Because in the midst of the hurricane, that's the eye of the hurricane, that's a place of peace, of serenity. A place where you can see things in a different way and see, Lord, I want you here. I invite you here. And so the promise of the Beatitude in the end, what are they? A promise for now. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So it's happening now. And also a promise for the future. You will find the fulfillment of this promise in eternal life. Every one of us, maybe if you are going through hard times right now, the hope that Jesus is bringing is, where is the grace, Lord? Help me to see this grace. Because you haven't forgotten me yet, and you will never forgive me and forget me. Sorry. But you can bring hope now. And because you can bring hope now, I know that you can also bring more hope afterwards. Because what is oxygen to our lungs? Such is hope to the meaning of life. We all have a meaningful life. We all were made for a purpose in life. And when life becomes too gloomy, it's because hope is not there. And the Lord wants to bring it. So pray for hope. Ask for hope. Lord, show me your grace. Show me your grace now, even if I don't see it. Lord, help me to be eager and rekindle my faith and hope that there will be fulfillment also for my life, even if right now I feel wronged and abandoned. Lord, I trust in you. You're not going to let me down.